Hey everyone, it is finally Game of Thrones week once again, and for the last time. After waiting 20 months, it's a bittersweet feeling now that the final season is right around the corner. Episode 1 is scheduled to release this coming Sunday, April 14th. When considering the leaks online, as well as photos and trailers released by HBO, we can probably piece together the main points to this episode. The likely three main events will be Jon's return to Winterfell and him learning about his lineage, Queen Cersei welcoming the Golden Company to King's Landing, and thanks to the Red Woman and her leak of the new intro, I'm thinking we will witness a full-on slaughter of any people that are still in the Last Hearth. The Last Hearth, of course, being the ancestral home of the Umbers and the closest castle to Eastwatch where the Army of the Dead breached the wall. At the time of this recording, Season 8, Episode 1 still does not have a title. While the title will definitely drop any day now, I'm thinking it will relate to Jon and Winterfell or something related to the North. Without fail, the writers always name the title of an episode according to an event that happens within the episode. And one of the biggest points of the first episode will likely be Jon finding out about his lineage. The Crypts of Winterfell would be a good title, as homage to Jon visiting his newly discovered mother, Lyanna, in the crypt. But time will tell, and we will definitely get the episode title very soon. Usually with Game of Thrones, the first episode of a new season is pretty slow, and it lays out a foundation for the rest of the season. But I'm thinking that the show writers will reward the fans for such a long wait with an intense action scene right off the bat. The episode will probably start off with the Army of the Dead reaching the Last Hearth. If you look at this still from the leaked intro, you can see the massive hole in the wall, and you see a castle. Judging by an official map of Westeros and the North, that castle appears to be the Last Hearth. The Umbers are lords of the Last Hearth, and you remember them from Small Jon Umber turning in Rickon to Ramsay in Season 6.
I'm the boy. Nice and young. The way Karstark likes them.
Who's this?
Rickon Stark.
After the Battle of the Bastards, which ended Small Jon, Jon Snow forgave the Umbers for the previous mistakes of the family. It's safe to say that the bulk of the Umbers are garrisoned at Winterfell, but it's more than likely that there are still some Umbers manning the Last Hearth. If that ends up being true, the people that remain at the castle will be completely overwhelmed in an instant. I'm thinking that if it does happen, it will be a great reminder to just how powerful the Army of the Dead has become. The next big point of the episode will likely be the arrival of the Golden Company in King's Landing. We know that Euron Greyjoy duped Daenerys and Jon by pretending to go home to the Iron Islands, but in reality he's instead going to pick up the Golden Company in Essos and bring them back to King's Landing. This short clip from the trailer is probably their arrival. I can't think of much else that would make Cersei look that happy, and the background also looks similar to where she was standing when Jaime arrived home with Myrcella's body in Season 6. She will obviously be very pleased, and the dialogue between her, Jaime, and Euron will be really interesting, as always.
Listen, if you have any advice at all, I would love to hear it. When we have an hour or two to speak as brothers. Advice? Does she like it gentle or rough? A finger in the bum. Not now. We'll talk later.
The last of these three big events will be Jon's revelation of his lineage. If you think about it, much of the show has been leading up to this moment. He has been treated like dirt for his entire life until recently, and all this time, all of the bastard jokes he endured were wrong.
Do you think Ned Stark's bastard bleeds like the rest of us? Looks like the bastard's in love. All you gotta do is get past the bastard. Now there's a rare sight. Not only a bastard, but a traitor's bastard. You'll hang for this bastard. And I don't trust the bastard. Go on, do it. You traitor's bastard.
It will be a very emotional scene. And honestly, I'm looking forward to that almost as much as the Battle of Winterfell. This was a major secret that could have completely shaken up the powers in Westeros if it was ever revealed, and now it finally will be. It's so hard to imagine his reaction. Jon is just as honorable as Ned was, if not more so. He will have a tremendous weight put on his shoulders, and the way he handles it will have a massive impact on the story. I'm guessing after he absorbs the news, he will almost immediately go down to the Crypt of Winterfell to visit his mother after finally learning who she really is. He has known of Lyanna Stark his entire life, and it will blow him away to know that this whole time she was his real mother. After he gives his respects, I'm thinking he will then turn his focus to the battle, and we won't hear any more of it until the battle is over. I'm really hoping that we also get to see some reaction from Daenerys as well, as she will discover that her claim to the throne is effectively void and she has fallen in love with her own nephew. Any dialogue between these two characters after the revelation would be extremely interesting to watch. This whole episode is going to be crazy. Game of Thrones almost always has a slow season opener, but this one will have more action and big events than any other premiere in my opinion. We will likely have a battle, big meetings in King's Landing, and the biggest revelation in the show to date. Who knows what else? I know we're all excited, and the show is finally almost here. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you all enjoy the final season of Game of Thrones. I'll be posting videos throughout the final season, so please be sure to like and subscribe.